We always try to find the qualities of each stallion. We're not trying to find the quality that he's missing, but we try to start with the qualities he has. Knowing a bit the background of Wuhan, I would say the moment you see him also jumping, it gives you a little bit the goosebumps to start working with him, to start riding with him. He has a very nice balance, he has the right mentality, he's very careful on the fence, he looks very scopy. He has a very nice way of approaching the fence. He really got a good eye on seeing his own distance. He will help the rider in the end, and that's coming from the mentality from his father, but also the competitive side from his mother.
What is really special with this horse is that he only has the quality of his mother and the qualities of his father. We lost all the small things that both have, like every horse, but I only see the qualities until now. So I expect a lot of him. Oh, his father is Bamako, that is the best stallion we ever had. And his mother is by Vigo Darsoy, world champion, who gave a lot of good horses, but especially Stal de Muze, who wins a lot on 150 classes, and she did already the Grand Prix in Hong Kong. She was 6th in the 160 Grand Prix, so she is very, very good. Yeah. The grandmother was near match. She won a lot of classes with Marcus Fuchs, and then further the fourth mother is the full sister of Pibalia, who did the Olympics with Philippe Gerda. So his pedigree is amazing. But he is nice to see. He has a nice color, a nice model, but if he has the interior of Bamako and the power of Vigo, you can not imagine what it will give in the future. The license is important because he has to be licensed, but it's just the start of the career, and he is approved for the SBS. The movements are very good, he is very light on the floor, his canter is amazing.
If we present our stallions here in the stallion show, there comes lots of people. The surroundings that he is used to are very different. There are lots of people, the sound, the lights, other jumps. Yeah, it's for us also quite exciting how he will present himself. The fact that we want to give the young stallions a natural education on the longer term, it's important for us that the breeders give their trust to us, because we want to present the young stallions in a natural way. So I really hope for Wuhan that he gets the trust of the breeders. It's important for the young stallions that they have the chance to breed with good mares. So for sure we will cover some of our good mares with the stallion. That's always one thing we try to do with our own young stallions, to breed with them, to give them the chance in breeding.
I think a lot of people saw the quality of that horse already. Yeah. He is, like, for me, almost a perfect horse. So if you give him a good mare, I think with a little bit of luck you will have an amazing foal. Or an amazing sport horse in the future. That's more important than a beautiful foal. Now he is 3 years old. He will jump bigger classes when he is 8. And I hope he will do the Grand Prix or Championships when he is 10 years old. So that's 7 years to go. And in between, we will show him as a normal horse. He goes outside, he goes in the paddock, he will be ridden by a normal rider. Our focus will not be to be the champion as a 4-year-old or the championships as a 5-year-old. So we go for the long way.
Always with the bigger picture on the long term, and having in mind to discover which they can add into sport, but also into breeding. For the sport it's quite easy to see because you go on a show and you see the qualities coming up. On the breeding side it takes a little bit longer. You have to wait until the foals are on the ground and until they're becoming 2 and 3 years old. we try to be humble, and but of course it's a passion, and it's only due to the passion that we're able to be at the point we are at for the moment. Wuhan, I think it already will be a fight like who's going to ride him. I know I'm the last one in line to pick out a horse, but definitely there will be some discussions around the kitchen table who's going to produce him.
So everybody is very excited about Wuhan. It's a Bamako de Muze, two of my former horses. So I think Wuhan is made to come onto my stable.
I'm afraid Koen will take him in his box. So now we go to Bamako de Muze, our superstar in the stable. He's really iconic for our tradition, history, and even future all together.
It's already a long story. I got him from my father when he was 2 years old, and he's now 24. It's like family. Now his life is only going to the fields, breeding, eating, sleeping. But I think he kind of like it.
Preparing for her ride is Caroline de Brabander, riding Bamako de Muze.
Very important to mention is that he was the horse of my daughter, her Grand Prix horse, my daughter who rode him. He did very big classes. He jumped everything. I think he never stopped in his life. It was really the dream of every father to see his daughter ride with that kind of horse.
He did everything for me. He always wanted to be clear. He never stopped. He just did everything for me. He was like Superman.
Superman, that was my daughter. He gave him the name Superman because this stallion, he did everything for her. When you enter in the ring and you stop, then Bamako will look at you and say, hold you, we go for it. That's the way he handles in the ring.
Foutloze rit. Binnen de toegestelde tijd zien we in de barrage terug.
When you went in for a course, no matter how big or how small or whatever, he was just like, come, we will do this together, just join me and I will get you safe till the end.
His pedigree was really special because his father is Darko. It's one of the best, or maybe the best stallion we ever had in Belgium. His mother is Fragrance de Chalus. She's one of the most famous mares in the world. She did competition herself, but she is also a daughter of Jalisco, who did the Olympic Games, and also the mother of Fragrance. She jumped very high classes. So in his time, it was very exceptional to cross a Grand Prix stallion with a very good mare with all those genes. And she is one of the best brood mares in the world, I think, Fragrance. So it's really special. He covered his first mares when he was 6 years old, so very late. Normal stallions start at 3 years old. Then the breeders didn't use him so much. Afterwards, when they saw him in sport, then they used them. So he didn't have so many offspring. But out of his first generation, he gave like Kasanova, he gave Lector, he gave Don Juan. So a few were really good Grand Prix horses. And then later on, when he was 12, 13, when the people saw his first foals, they used them more. So now we see a lot of foals. And what is very important to mention is that out of the mares by Bamako, we see a lot of sport horses. So also the second generation is very interesting.
Bamako's offspring is known for taking their riders with them and let them enjoy the course, let them enjoy the sport people like, and I think that's very important thing.
His very strong point is his mentality in the ring. With a very beautiful mare, he can produce amazing, beautiful foals. With an ugly mare, sometimes you will have an ugly foal, but the mentality he gives all the time. Very normal, he is in his box, he has no macho behavior, he's just a normal horse, but the inside, and you cannot see the inside, you have to try to feel it, but this inside is amazing. Now he is like 24. He's getting old. We are very close to the end, I think, but we hope that he lives for another 10 years. But if the people will use him, it's now the moment.
We know each other so well, and he's like a friend. Yeah, I just want to see him as much as possible. So when I'm home, I take every chance to put him on the field myself, to spend some time with him. Yeah, he will be friend forever. Sometimes when I sleep at my parents' place, in my childhood room, above my bed, there are the eyes of Bamako, and he's watching me all the time. Yeah. Yeah. But then he's gone.
So now we go from one superstar of Carline to another one, Fantomas de Muze. Both stallions are homebred. Both are built up from the beginning with my sister. Both from an exceptional dam line. Started from a young mare, but nowadays, yeah, maybe they're an example from one of the best breedings in the world. We're going to take semen of Phantomas de Muze. We see it as an obligation to be ready for the breeders when they need semen, that we can ship the semen. So every stallion, also the stallions in sport, when they are here at home, we take semen in the morning. For Phantomas it's quite easy, he's already older, doesn't have to go to show anymore. For example, like Kasanova, who goes to show, when he goes away for the weekend, the morning before he leaves, we take the semen so that we can serve our breeders.
We can start with the father. It's by Sandro boy, who's jumped on the very high level. Everybody knows him. His mother is Cordula de Lobry. She is like the very best broodmare in the world. People say that, I don't know, but she is very, very good. But she's very interesting. She's by For Pleasure, then Darko, and then Nikita van de Heemstede. She was one of the best jumping mares in her time in Belgium. So the pedigree is rather complete, yeah.
About Phantomas' top achievements in sport, it's quite a long list. It was a little bit the time that I was helping my sister at all the shows. She used to be going on her own, and I was actually grooming her a little bit. Or at least I was pretending to groom. They went from show to show and he really stood out in his power. They traveled around the world, they went to London, they went to Calgary, all to do the puissance classes and to conquer the world.
He is very famous about his 6 bars competitions. He won a lot of them. He still has the record in Belgium. He won also once the Masters in Beervelde. He did 4 clear rounds and then he had to do the jump off with Olivier Philippard and Gregory Watelet. So everybody thought one of those big guys was going to win. The 3 riders were clear, but she was clear and she was the fastest. So it was an amazing performance. So this horse, he could do everything. And he is not that big. And the breeders, when they will use him, they have to be careful. They have to come with a big mare, but the power that this horse has, you cannot believe. He has such a big heart, and he has the very, very last power. I think he can jump, or he could jump every course in the world.
If I would pick Phantomas as a breeding stallion. I would use him for his power he has, and also his competitive mindset in the ring. It was something that you saw in his mindset, but also in his progeny, that they're very consistent and they're willing to do his best for the rider.
I will just mention 3 horses. That's Phantomas, who was with Gil Thomas, an amazing stallion. Then you had Funky Fred, who is now jumping with Kian O'Connor. He was sold very expensive recently. And then there is a mare, her name is Carline. Maybe it's the name of my daughter, Carline, but she jumps in the US. 3 amazing stallions. And I have now one 5-year-old. Her name is Stal de Muze, an exceptional mare.
The breeding is not a one-on-one question, and it's not a one-on-one solution. It's more in the belief you have in the horse, and we believe that he's a Scopy horse who's very brave, who wants to go, and if that's something you would like to add on your breeding line, I think Phantomas would be a good choice.
He is as brave in the show as he is to take the semen. So it's a lovely stallion, really easy character, but on the show he knows what he has to do. Quite special stallion. Yeah, so now Fantomas is fully dedicated for the breeding. He finished his sport already some years. He is homebred, he did everything with my sister. He's part of the family. I hope he can stay already for some years. So now we go to Kasanova de la Pomme. Maybe he's the busy stallion here because he has to combine the breeding and the top sport. In the morning there's quite some pressure. There are different stallions to take the semen, the orders we have, also the mares we have here at our station to inseminate. That's the first thing, and the second thing is that all the packages have to be ready for the shipments. We decided to make a new building, to have the license to ship fresh semen in Europe, because it's not so easy. All the stallions have to be separated from the other horses. The laboratory, everything has to be separated. So it was quite an investment we did. And now the installation is ready. Everything is running smooth. Each day we have fresh semen. We only depend on the delivery options. My parents are also vet, my brother is vet. So we have lots of experience and we know how important it is to receive good semen to have your mares pregnant. Also for that we take the guarantee of pregnancy for our own. You pay your semen when the mare is pregnant, so we have to ship each day good fresh semen from our stallions.
A once in a lifetime horse. Eh? I met him on a moment that I didn't have the really good horses, and he brought me a little bit to another level. And maybe a little bit to the biggest level that there is. At home, he's a little bit on his way. He does his thing a little bit, but on the show, he comes on the show and he said, "Here we have to do it." And when he comes in the arena, he's unbelievable. Like as a kid, I dreamed always to go to Aachen, and when I went the first time with him in Aachen, he said, "That's our place." Also in Barcelona, the final in Barcelona, he did double clear. Yeah, he went in, how bigger it is, how more he likes it.
Mutter ist mit Shane Sweeten selbst in den USA sehr erfolgreichen Sprung, heißt Avalanche de la Pomme. Und nach Mosito de Rêve kommt Nabab de Rêve.
He never gave up. He never gave up. And you never have to be scared that it's too big.
It's also like Koen and Kasanova, they really have a good partnership. Koen really knows what he can ask or what he can't ask, how to handle him. I think that's why they are going on so well.
Kasanova is by my good friend Bamako, our good stallion. His mother is the mother line of Curly Chin. She is by Mosito de Muze. His mother was a very, very beautiful mare. We sold her to the US. She became there a very good jumper and later on a very good hunter. One of the best hunters in the US. An amazing, beautiful mare. And further is Nabab. The grandmother is Darli. Werli Chin is the grandmother. She is also the mother of Darli, who did the Olympics with Lamas, who gave Killer Queen. So that's the very good pedigree of Curly Chin. Kasanova, he was born in France at la Pomme, and he came here as a 2-year-old to prepare him for the stallion show. Then he's a very, very beautiful stallion, very good movements, good canter, and we discovered him in the work. He was doing everything nice, easy to ride. Then he did a stallion test and he did it so well, and he was so beautiful, and he became champion. Like, he always give big falls, beautiful ones, very good movements. You can, even with less beautiful mares, you can use Kasanova to have a very, very nice, beautiful fall. It would be amazing to let him jump on 60 in my small inside arena. I try to convince my rider to jump big fences. We go probably for the last season in sport. We are going to try to do again Aachen and La Baule and do big competitions outside.
I think he loves to go into the field. In the morning he's the first one who goes out in the paddock for half an hour just to play a bit. Then he comes in, normally it's breeding time around 9 or 10 o'clock, and then after he goes into the big fields to eat some grass, to have some sun on his body, just to relax. But it's also for the older sport horses, we find it very important that they move a lot on a natural way.
I think the story of Kasanova is really complete. It's like a very beautiful horse, very rideable. He was champion as a 3-year-old. Later on, he became a real star. We just missed the big championship. We were lucky with Vigo, he became world champion. We were a little bit less lucky with Kasanova. But I cannot say that the quality of Kasanova is less than Vigo, no. He is as good as Vigo. Yeah.
So another, that's a dose from Kasanova. This is a package that was going to Germany. So Kasanova was some years in Germany. It's quite known there. It's a pleasure to have him at our place for sure. We have the luck that we have a good band with the rider, my brother-in-law. So yeah, when he's at home we can take fresh semen. It's really a big advantage for the breeders. He's doing great, his offspring is doing great. Yeah, he's part of the family. Next up is Lecter van den Bisschop, the half-brother of Kasanova. Both are sons of Bamako de Muze. They're both made using the technique of embryo transfer. So maybe both stallions are a proof that the technique of embryo transfer took our breeding to a higher level.
As Jori started with embryo transfer, I also tried to add my own little thing. So since the OPU and ICSI was a new way of breeding, I tried to focus me on that on vet school. We're now doing it for us and for clients, providing it as a new service. since 2 years. This will be the 3rd season that we're doing it. Last year we had the very first falls on the ground from this technique. It works very, very well for the older mares that are not so fertile anymore, or on the other hand, the exclusive stallions, so where only is frozen semen of. It's, for example, Nabab or Vigo. All of a sudden, if you're limited in having an amount of frozen semen, all of a sudden, due to this technique, you can expand the usage of the stock. So we're going to try to have as much as oocytes as possible from the mare, so we can prepare them into the lab afterwards and ship them to Italy, where they can fertilize them with the semen of Lector, with the good hope to produce some embryos, and then in a couple of months later they can ship back the embryos and we can start to implant them and have some foals for next year. So once the eggs are washed and cleaned and filtered out of the bottles, it's ready to be sent to Italy. Hopefully next week we have some results on the embryos, and we do believe that Lector is still making a difference in breeding, not only due to his pedigree but also his sport performances. He's worth using a different kind of technique as well.
Lector, he is born by embryo transfer, but a lot of our stallions are made already. Bamako was an embryo foal, it was one of the first, but like Kasanova and Lector are all embryo foals. Yeah. Yes, we were one of the first breeders who did it systematically. We bred with the mares who went to competition instead of every year one foal. So the big advantage was we could do the competition at the meantime. We could produce more embryos every year, and I think all those stallions are the result of that system.
If you look into the dam of Fantomas and Lector Cordula, you would immediately fall off into the other aspect, and that's embryo transfer. It's a service that we provide here. We're doing it for our own breeding, but also to involve other breeders, so we can do some more partnerships with other people. And I think Lector is also a bit of a result of that. That's why he's named Van de Bisschop, because he was born over there. And afterwards, when it turned out to be a stallion, he came back to our place to stand here at Stud. Due to all these results, it motivated me at school as well to add something new into the company. And I think I found my little child into the OPU, or oven pickup service, that we now do since a couple of years. And I hope and I believe that we'll be able to do more and different partnerships in the near future with different breeders and new mares.
His father is like Bamako, and we crossed that with Cordula, who became later very, very famous. At that moment she was not that famous, but I thought it could be a good cross. Cordula, she fit really in my way of working. I bought this foal really expensive on an auction because this mother line was exceptional, a bit for pleasure as a father. Lector, it was a really beautiful, amazing stallion foal, so we did all the way like we do normal. We show him at the stallion show, he was approved, and we start the sport, and at the end he jumped on the very high level. The best that he did was his support.
He went on the show with Koen, and we were all a bit surprised, and he made us even more surprised by first winning the Grand Prix on Friday evening. And then he jumped clear in the Nations Cup, and they won the Nations Cup, so it was on the 5-star level. I think there are not many examples of horses that did that before.
this was a very special moment in his career.
And he needs the trust of the rider, and then he will go through the fire for you. But he really needs to believe in you. So that's why I would say he's not standing out in front of the crowd. He's a bit shy at the beginning, and he's laying his heart in the hands of the rider. If you would dive deeper into the pedigree of Lector, you would see resembling with Phantomas. That's why they're half brothers. They have maybe a little bit of a different character, but they both stand out for power, and for sure in Lector it's something you will see surely in his strong hind. That's something he's going to give through in his progeny. Maybe the jumping is not always that classic, but if you want to add some power to your mare, then he's the one to look into, I think.
He gives a lot of power, very commercial. They jump very high behind. Very nice way of jumping. Yeah. You have to be careful about his technique a little bit. He is sometimes a little bit long in the front, but he has so much power that he can always find a solution to jump clear.
So we just got Lector. Now we go to Mosito. He's 1 year younger. It's already exceptional what he achieved on his age in sport and in breeding. And I think we are really thankful for the breeders to give him the chance to breed good horses as young stallion.
Feeling afraid, can you help me up? Fooling around a ride 4 miles away, and it's a maze that I can't escape. So much I can't take a breath I inhale. So much soaring deep in my lungs, it can't be undone, it won't be undone. You make me feel so surreal, I can't figure out what's the ordeal. So much soaring deep in my lungs, a breath I inhale, a breath I inhale. So much soaring deep in my lungs, a breath I inhale, a breath I inhale. You're staying deep in my lungs, a breath I inhale, a breath I inhale. So much soaring deep in my lungs, a breath I inhale, a breath I inhale. You're staying deep in my lungs, a breath I inhale, a breath I inhale.
Mosito is one of the best horse I ride in my life. He's so good, too much power. He's a strong horse, and I think for that he can jump everything. He's jumped one time, I think, 8 Grand Prix. He qualified 6 times. He's unbelievable careful, and I like a lot.
His father, Elvis Terputte, one of my good stallions still. His mother, Hadize, didn't do anything in sport, but she was very closely related to Kasanova van de Molendreef, to Action Breaker, to EQ van Steentje. It's a real good Belgian family with very good competitive horses.
It's not coming out of the blue, it's already on the genetic print, like my mother always taught us.
He came in when he was a 2-year-old. From the first jumps, he is that careful. He jumped always nice. He never touched a pole, and still until now, and also in his breeding, this quality is extremely there.
If I see Mosito, it goes way behind just the image of the horse in the moment itself. It brings a lot of memories back. The first jumps in the indoor arena, even before the approvals, was even more important than the approvals themselves, and then afterwards going into sport, it was a bit of a fight to get him to convince everyone of his qualities, and in the end Joris was right with the belief he had. He approved him first for himself before he went to the stud books. He showed him multiple times to everyone to use him because he had a really big belief. He's an exceptional horse. Once the first generation of his offspring was on the ground and performing, he turned out to be right, and then afterwards everybody believed it and used him more.
He gives horses with a lot of power, the very last careful. Sometimes you cannot believe it because he's a little bit a big horse, but he is so careful that you cannot imagine. But does he need sometimes a little bit blood? Maybe you have to be careful about that a little bit, but even with the normal mare you can have luck and a good horse. When you see this first stalls, they are now 9. They are jumping already 4-star Grand Prix. Very soon you will see them in the championships, in the Nations Cups. There are a lot of good horses out of the first generation.
It's a very serious mid-course challenge, 9A Oxer in, vertical in the middle.
He was selected for the World Championships. He was in the team for Brazil. He jumped very good in Aachen like 2 years ago. He was second in the 5-star Grand Prix in Knokke. So there he did a really good performance. Yes, very good, in fact. Yeah.
The time is way inside, and this is a brilliant start to the Rolex Grand Prix.
When he was 9 years old, he got selected for the Brazilian team to jump in Knokke for the Nations Cup. And he did some good rounds because it were his first 160 classes. He got selected for the Grand Prix, and during that week, one of my father's best friends made a bet with him, like, Joris, what's gonna happen if he's winning on Sunday the Grand Prix? He said, yeah, but what are the chances that he will win? Anyway, if he's in the top 3, I'll paint my hair in red. So ultimately, he turned out second. And my father was over there with his red hair for more than a month, and everybody questioned a lot of things about his midlife crisis. It's very difficult to find stallions that would make the difference in breeding, and we were taught from child on that if you find one every 5 years, you must be very lucky, and we have the feeling that with Mosito, he's one of them. He would change the breeding, which he did already for us, first by himself, by performing on a high level, and now with his progeny already stepping up on the highest level. That makes the whole story complete.
So we just go the other way. We go from the son to the father, from Mosito to Elvis ter Putte. Let's find out why Elvis ter Putte is such an example for our family, character, tradition, philosophy, personality. Yeah, the bigger part of our stallions are own bred. What makes it so interesting also for us is that we know the mother, the father, grandmother, yeah, second, third generation. So it's really nice to see the young foals, how the youngster grow up and how you can predict already lots of things. For sure, there are always some surprises, but it's really an advantage in breeding if you know already lots of, if you got lots of information from the parents and the grandparents. So we have our foals here. We have around 20 foals each year. For us, it's very important that they can grow up in a natural way. In summer it's very easy, they can go in group out of the fields. Winter it's a bit more difficult, they have to come inside. They are here in a big box, in a big group. It's very important that each day they can go outside. So mainly in winter when the foals are inside, each day we have contact with them. And for sure there are already things you can see. For example, when you put a group outside, there will always be the same foals who are in front of the group, who have a stronger mind, who are a bit more aggressive. But on the other side you also have some mainly the same foals also who are in the back of the group, who are a bit more scared, who need a bit more confidence. So it's very interesting to recognize from father side and mother side in the foals. So I think the Elvis foals, I think they won't show up in the group. They follow, they're easy, they're not the most aggressive, they won't be in front of the group to do stupid things, they won't be in the back because they are scared. They are in general very mature and they have a simple mind to know, to understand very fast how things should happen.
I don't think it is about what he has achieved, it's just his character. We have a song in Belgium and it's like great people come and go, only Elvis stays forever. Elvis. He's a quite big personality, but he likes a lot of attention. Bamako and Kasanova will be more in the end of the stable, just relaxing, and Elvis will be in front, like knocking the door. Hello, hello.
Elvis was one of the first foals of Diamant de Muze that we produced in Belgium. So Diamant is very famous, I don't need to tell about him. And then his mother line, it's, well, this mother family was at that time not so famous, but the mother was by Darco, the famous Belgian Darco. Then the grandmother was by Kid and Dervel, very famous. So this was rather complete. But afterwards, this mother line became rather popular. There are like a lot of approved stallions now, and horses are doing good in the sport, but I think I discovered a little bit this line with Elvis.
I think Elvis is really an example for the best of the French and Belgian breeding. Diamant, Darco, Kidam, and I think he's for that side also an example for how we like to work, to search every quality even in each country, and to combine that in a stallion. So Elvis and my sister, they really did this a great job. It's always in my mind how they performed on a natural way at home, how they trained in an easy, normal, natural way, how they went to the show. And every round was to fall in love, because you saw that my sister was happy on the horse, that the horse was happy to jump. Yeah, it was such a pleasure to follow that.
Auf dem Weg zum Schluss, und dann muss sie dann nochmal aufnehmen, und dann ist sie zu Hause in 33,65 Sekunden, und das ist die neue Führung. Freudestrahlend nimmt sie das da auf der Anzeigetafel wahr, lobt ihren Hengst noch einmal.
Elvis was very careful, he always wants to do his best. A lot of scope, and very easy to ride, really easy to ride. If an amateur can jump 160 with him, what would a professional rider can do?
He gave very nice horses. Very good canter, very good walk, trot, very, rideable, classic horses he gives. He can fit on everywhere. He don't have bad things which have to be corrected by the mare. He's a very complete horse. Yeah.
How he transmits his good qualities are proven even now by the sire ranking of the World Breeding Federation. I think he's now in the top 20. The next year, yeah, I think he will rise still some places. Yeah, that's really a proof of the horses who are doing good in sport. Besides that, you have different sons of him who are approved already in different countries. So we're really happy with that. What you see in Elvis himself and his offspring is that he is very easy, simple to ride, easy to manage at home, to put in the field, also for transport. For our opinion, it's important to take that in mind if you breed horses. For sure, everyone has the goal to breed the next superstar, but the chance to succeed, it's a small chance. It's not easy, but the chance to breed in a simple, easy to ride horse, easy to manage horse is maybe a bit easier. So it's for sure one point to take in mind in your breeding. At this time, Elvis is fully dedicated to the breeding. Each day we have very good semen of him. So yeah, we hope there are some years to come, because he already has some age, that the breeders can use him and try to lift their breeding to a higher level. So we just got Elvis ter putte. He put already his mark. Now we go to Tartufo de Muze. He really shows how we combine the best genetics to achieve the highest level in sports.
Tartufo has been since 3 years during winter at Nick Friend's place, because at that time it was a little bit the same time as we as children were stepping into the stud farm, Stal de Muze, and it was one of the first times that we were going into the stallion presentations, and we had one stallion we really believed in, and at that moment we were a little bit looking into a rider to present the horse. So we were looking a bit around and came out to Nick, and actually he gave us the opportunity to bring out some horses at his place. So that's the reason why we give him Vino and Viento also, and I think Tartufo is, in my opinion, the cherry on the cake of horses we have over there. We call him always at home like the fox with his ears up front. He has his own Instagram emoji, and it's very representative, like always looking forward and going forward to the fence.
He is really going for it. It's like when he goes in the ring, it's like he is doing something extra. Always the ears in front. He really likes to jump that horse. And at the end, he is easy enough to ride.
He always gives me the goosebumps when he comes in. He is the kind of stallions that comes into the ring with a kind of a Wout van Aert or Mathieu van der Poel presentation.
Not so fast yet in jumping,
No, but you have to start somewhere, eh? But at least he's a personality on his own, or what do you think?
He deserves his own emoji.
He jumped the stallion competition all the time clear, as a 4-year-old. In the final, my rider broke his leg, so he didn't do the final. This year, he jumped every round clear. At the final, he made his first mistake in the jump off. So altogether, he had 1 down out of 2 years stallion competition. It's amazing, very good. not so fast in the jump off, but I think that will be for later.
It always worked to work on the long term instead of pushing him from young.
He was the first ICSI foal that we produced and which became a stallion, approved stallion. His father, Chaco Blue, I don't have to present this one, was during years the best stallion in the world on the FEE ranking, so that's the father. His mother is by Heartbreaker. It's a real special cross. First generation of Chaco Blue, there is not one out of a Heartbreaker mother. So we tried that, and then further it's the classic and famous Scarlet Chin family. He is a little bit a round stallion, but he gives very elegant foals. Tall, they are big, they move very well, very beautiful types. So until now it started as a dream, so I hope it will continue.
We try to build him up to a higher level, and from our opinion he has all the talents. I think we have all the possibilities if everything goes well. I think there is no reason to say why he won't achieve the highest level.
But in the past, all the good ones that we had, and we can see that we had a few very, very good stallions. Tartufo is one of those. So maybe if we are not lucky, then he will not end as we ended with a few of our good ones. But the possibility is there, so we will give him every chance to develop as a good stallion. So we always also give him a few nice mares to cover at the beginning. The breeders believed us, so they tried with him, and now we see the 2-year-olds, and they are very, very good. Yeah.
I also can remember that when he was a foal, he came back here, and he already had the presentation of being a stallion. He had really the attitude of being a stallion. We decided at that moment to leave him all winter out with his mother, and he developed like a real stallion type already as a foal. He was outshining already at that moment.
But you also can see his color. He has this real chestnut gold color. So it's really amazing. You will see in the future.
Each time when Tartufo shows up, really well accepted by the breeders, they also see that he has some special things. Yeah, we're happy that he showed that again on our stallion show. Because after the stallion show, Tartufo stays at our place and is daily fresh available. So all the breeders are very happy with that. We just got our chestnut Tartufo de Muze, and now we go to our golden boy Vanilla Ice.
First of all, you would say it's about his color, but he's more than just the color. Going back into the pedigree, you see a lot of more things than just good pedigrees in the same dam line. And you see it in the way he is, his rideability, his character. Everything added at once gives a very different kind of horse, but actually something special to start along with. If we go way back in time, the cross-country is something that is close to our heart. If you would go back to the Olympics in Paris, I'd say it was one of the most beautiful parts of equestrian sport. And it's something that I think we as horse people has to care of, not forget it's more than just jumping poles. It's about combinations and bounce, and more than just jumping over a fence, but the rideability and everything added on. The story goes a bit back to Joris, who loves to do things different than everyone else would do. So at some point he had the idea, maybe I would have a Palomino color into my breeding, and he worked together with the breeder from close by, tried to cross it in to have and the color and some jumping genetics all at once. So that's a bit the story behind, and that's the special edition that I would say is adding on Stal de Muze.
I have one breeding program with eventing horses, and in this program I'm very careful about the jumping. The jumping come on the first place, so I need very good jumpers. And here's the second stallion out of that family. The first was Leipheimer. He is half brother to Vanilla Ice's mother. He did the Olympics in Paris as an eventing horse. And he is so nice, beautiful, easy to ride, good movements. I think he will be a perfect eventing horse. And again, he is a very good jumper. And on top of that, he has this nice color. So if you go for the color, you will have the good pedigree at the same time. So he is by Kasanova, then Cream on top, who was a good jumper, and then this very famous thoroughbred Southern Queen, who gave 3 Olympic horses in eventing. If you have a very strong mare, because he is a little bit a small horse, a little bit light, if you use it for jumping, then I think you have to go with the big mare with a lot of power maybe. But I think he will give good jumpers also. If you use him for the color, you have 1 chance out of 2 to have the special color. If you come with chestnut mare, you have 50% chances to have a Palomino and 50% chances to have a chestnut. When you come with the brown, then if she is genetically homozygote brown, then you have 50% chances to have a brown foal or 50% chances to have an Isabel. If your mare is genetically a brown chestnut, then you will have 25% chances to have a Palomino, 25% of an Isabel, 25% brown, 25% chestnut. We try to keep our stallions like normal horses. They go in the field, they can see each other. We don't avoid the contact with other horses. We try to stimulate. In the paddock they are with more together, side by side, not together in the field, but so we try to keep them as normal horses, and we avoid this typical stallion behavior on this way. Yeah. They come out every day at least 2 times. They are ridden, launched, go in the paddock. Yes, I think it's that a little bit. They go together on the lorry. We don't keep them separated, so they are used to have contact with them, and we do it during all the career. When as a foal, 2-year-old, it's normal with people. They are in groups, but from the first day when we take them alone, they are not alone. They still have contact with the other horses, and I think that's the reason. A lot of people make this remark that the behavior of our horses is so natural, so normal. But we are not doing something special, but we avoid to do the wrong things, let us say like this.
If you look back in how we were raised from our parents on, they only had the idea that we had to be dedicated in work, and we had to be on point, on time, every day again, more having a structure in life. Turning our dedication into a passion, which has worked the past few years, I'd say. We with the kids are now more and more involved in the business, and which also means we have to take responsibilities into training and into raising the young stock, and also trying to help everyone around the farm, just like the riders and the horses. I don't see myself as a boss over here. I try to be one of the many around the yard. I don't mind the dirty work as well. Also as a vet being, sometimes I need to make my hands dirty. And it's something that we unfortunately also expect from everyone a bit around. So I don't mind, and I think that's something we've learned from our parents. They had to do all the dirty tasks at the yard as well. It's not all about expectations, but also doing it yourself. And we try to have a nice engagement from everyone around in the same way.
Last but not least, vino for fun. We are always on the search for new genetics, but never forget to put some fun in your breeding.
Like it goes in life, you try to do always better. So we did it rather good in the past with the pedigrees, but you think maybe, at least I think, maybe we can do it a little bit better than we did already in the past. And with Vino for Fun, like his father Verdi, he won like 2 or 3 millions, I don't know, in the shows, with one of the best mares in competition, Fit for Fun. We never had that. I hope one level higher than we achieved already. So, and until now it's okay, he's 4 years old, he's doing everything very, very well. So we hope it will become a very, very good stallion. I brought him to the Nick Frins because he was really motivated to have that special horse, and he did everything clear in the stallion competition, so better it's not possible. He jumped really good, the reliability is very good, it's a very beautiful horse, good movements, easy canter, so we expect a lot of that horse. And maybe it's interesting to say, I had the opportunity to buy that horse, so I was so thankful to the breeder and to Henk Nijhoff, who were the 2 owners of that foal at that moment. So now we are 3, and I think with 3 we will be stronger than alone. So it will be an amazing cooperation, I hope, and I think.
It always goes back to the first moments, the moments that he comes back here in the free jumping or in the arena, when he tries to analyze everything that he has. First his gaits, walking, trotting, cantering, and that's already something that you see. He has a very nice balance, and he carries his own canter. And then the moment he starts jumping, you see he has something different. He has quite of a presence as being a sport horse. And this is a little bit the feeling you need to have. It's like a first moment feeling you need, and that's a feeling that he gives to the people.
I think it will be difficult for the horse because his father and his mother were so good. If he is already as good as those 2, then you have a top horse, so it's almost not possible. But we dream about the same performances, the big championships.
I'm quite sure Vino will have his impact on breeding. So it's not only for the fun we have to use him, but for sure for his qualities.
We really believed in the pedigree and also in everything he was showing already before the approvals itself. The moment you start working with him, you find out his qualities, you find out his character, his way of working with, how lovely he is to ride. And we came to the point that we wanted to give him all the chances, not only in breeding but also in sport. So that's why we decided to bring him to Nick for the long-term progress. And now it seems to be he's taking every step he needs to take. He's taking it in the right direction. And we It's a bit the same, like we try to discover all the qualities of our stallions. We hope that the people who are coming to the stallion show, they also feel the need to find the qualities in the different stallions. And it's not only about finding the right one, but also having the discussion between everyone going on, to meet everyone a little bit. It's more than it's not only about the stallions, it's also the gathering around. It's also about, for the people who are coming in, they love to talk about the offspring they got from the stallions, but for us it's also important information to get to know how the stallions or what qualities they are giving to the progeny or to the offspring, not only on how they're jumping, but also on how they're behaving and how easy to handle they are. It's not only about jumping over the fence, it's all around as well, that's very important. And for us it's not always that easy to go and look everywhere, but if people are coming here and they have a talk with each other one by one, the message goes through and it comes to us as well, so it gives us a little bit of feedback, which is to us also very important to have. Due to the feedback we can try to adapt or to improve different things, not only about the stallions we're providing, but also on the technique or how we have to manage the things differently with the recipient mares or on the communication with the clients. It goes way behind than just the stallions.
The Stallion Show, it's not a moment to show our stallions the real performances you have to see in the ring. But it brings the breeders together. They can see the stallions very close. They can even make contact with the horses. So that's important. And it's important that the breeders are part of our company, that we have to create things together. We need the breeders, and I hope they need us to breed good horses. All alone with my good horses, I'm nothing. So I need really the breeders. We give them the chance to come, and everybody is welcome. We are so thankful that the people will come because we need them. It's our job. Without breeders, we are nothing. And we need the breeders also to produce the offspring of our stallions later on, to make the publicity. It's like we try to create the perfect cooperation.
We hope you get the chance to get to know us better, our family, our horses, part of the family. We have the biggest belief in our stallions. We are 100% aware that the story we already have written is thanks to our breeders, and we really hope that we can make some history again.